Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Electrical. So we are now dealing with the subject electronics, and in electronics today is the basically your fifth class, and today is 1st of November. Now coming to today's class, before coming to today's class, you all know that we are basically dealing with the SSCGE online course, and in that online course we are basically providing you with all the necessary details. That is your concept based classes for technical, non-technical, test series, practice sets, and whatever classes you do, a recording is done for every class in the online mode, and it is provided to you. The main reason is because everybody will not have the same internet connectivity, and internet connectivity as it is an issue, so the recorded classes are provided for all of you. Notes are there. Some exam specific notes are also given for specific exams that we will be giving you. For suppose say you are giving WBAC, DCL, ACTCL examinations you will be giving, or suppose you are giving your WBPSC examinations you are giving. For that case, it will be very much beneficial. Now coming to today's questions. Now to eliminate the crossover distortion, the transistors are given at their bases. Basically, a small forward bias is given, such that during crossover, the transistor do not switch off. A transistor is a combination of two PN transistors, PN junctions with P regions connected together, N regions connected together. Basically, two diodes, and in that case, both, that is mean P junctions are connected together and N junctions are connected together. When the transistor is operated as a switch, the on-off terminals are basically your collector, and emitter terminals are your on-off terminals, right? Because the current that controls the switching operation is your base terminal, right? Now coming to next question. The common emitter transistor has high gain, low gain, negligible gain, none of this. Common emitter transistors are basically used because of their high gain, be it current, be it voltage, and this is the preferred connection for the transistor in case of using it as an amplifier. The circuit that provides best stabilization of the operating point is basically here. What we are trying to do here is that whenever we are using transistor as an amplifier, we need bias stabilization, and bias stabilization can be provided as base resistor bias in different ways, but potential divider bias is the best way of providing the bias voltages to the transistor. The relationship between the beta and alpha factors is basically these questions asked in every examination. You just keep in mind that beta is equals to alpha by 1 minus alpha. Okay, so this formula you have to keep in mind whatever it may be, because in either in this form it will come, or otherwise they will ask a question based on this. The disadvantage of the base register method is that it is complicated, it is sensitive to changes in beta, provide high stability. Basically, base resistor method, what happens is that whenever there is a change in temperature, the beta value changes, and the beta value, due to the change in beta value, the currents change. That is the reason why it is sensitive to beta. That is the reason why it is disadvantages. One more point I need to keep in mind is that is your transistor has two parameters, that is your VBE, base emitter voltage, and beta values. These two values of any two transistors are always different. Okay, this point we need to keep in mind, that these two values of any transistors, be it made in the same batch or be it made in the same workshop, whatever it may be, but it never be the same for two transistors. Okay, so this is an issue that is present in a transistor. In common emitter amplifier, the output voltage waveform is basically whatever the input voltage you are giving, that input voltage is getting converted into 180-degree phase shift across the output. Okay, so that will be lag. A 180-degree lag will be present in the output waveform. Suppose this is your input waveform to a transistor, and this will be the output waveform from the transistor you will be getting across the collector junction, collector emitter junction, or whatever mode you are connected. Now here I have taken a problem. Here it is trying to say that determine the current of IE. IE is basically IC plus IB, we can say. Now this IC we need to take into account. Okay, so this IC, what we can do here is, we know that IC is equals to alpha times IE or beta times IB, right? So here the value of IB is given. Value of IB is given. So we can write here is beta times IB plus IB we can write. Okay. So beta has to be determined. Now beta is how much it is? Alpha by 1 minus alpha, just now I had said. So 0.98 divided by 1 minus 0.98, that means 0.98 divided by 0.02, that means 49. So here you can see 49 plus 1 into IB, right? So 50 times IB. What is IB? IB is 95 into 10 to the power minus 6, right? Minus 6, right? So if you multiply, this value will come out to be 50 milliamp, 5 milliamperes. Okay. So here in the case, in this case, you can consider this thing. This 5 milliampere will be the correct answer. Now, ICBO is a very small amount. So ICBO is basically added here itself. So this ICBO part is basically added here. ICBO you can consider here as well. ICBO is basically a leakage current, whatever current is there. That will not have too much of an effect. Okay, because see here 5 milliampere means 5000 microamperes. Now in 5000, if I add 5 microampere, that means 5005 microamperes, right? So it will not have too much of a difference. Now calculate the current gain in the CB mode of a transistor with giving these parameters. So here they are asking to calculate the value of current gain, that is alpha. Okay, in CB mode the current gain is, we call it as alpha. So alpha is basically your, just now I had written that IC is equals to alpha times IE, that is beta times IB. So here we can observe one thing, that is, we all know that IE is equals to IC plus IB. So if we just replace this by alpha, then we can get IE is equals to alpha times IE plus IB. So from this, if we calculate 1 minus alpha into IE will give us IB, right? So 1 minus alpha will give us IB by IE, or alpha will be given by 1 minus IB by IE, right? So 1 minus IB is given, how much it is? IB is given 20 microamperes. So 20 into 10 to the power minus 6. And here in this case, it is 2 milliamperes. 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 it is given. So what we can say here is, this is 10. Now if we just calculate these two things, that means plus 3 plus 4. So 1 minus 0.01 it is coming. So 0.99 will be the correct answer. So 0.99 will be the correct answer. So what we need to keep in mind is that for every topic in case of an electronics, be it transistor, be it diode, whatever questions I am giving here, I am taking into account both numerical aspect as well as the theoretical concepts. So whenever you revise, you also do the same thing. Okay, never leave any section without doing numericals, because in every case or in every examinations they are asking numerical problems, and numerical problems creates the difference between a good student and a bad student, or I should not say that, a good student and a qualifying student. Okay, you may be good but you may not qualify for the examination. So always keep in mind that for every topic whatever you study, just take up a standard book and solve questions regarding that. Okay, so thank you everyone for staying up to this point. If you have any questions, you can directly WhatsApp us in this number. The number is given 8335067725, or you can mail us at this mail ID. So thank you for staying up to this point. Thank you.